Okay, y'all made me do this. Okay, I was trying to keep my mouth shut about politics, about judicial systems, about both of them coinciding. And I'm going to have to explain each step that I got to the conclusion with. And I hope that y'all don't get bored on the way because it is a lot of boring crap. So I'm going to try and make it as interesting as possible. Number one, we have three branches of government. It doesn't matter if it's state government, city government, federal government. There's three separate branches: the executive, the legislative, and the judicial. Okay, so if we look at the top, the very top, the federal government, we have the president and all the little houses, areas he combines, okay? We have Congress, which is the legislative branch, and they deal with making laws, okay, which they haven't been doing. All right? So when you Republicans, and I'm nonpartisan, so I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, if you're doing wrong, I'm gonna call you out. That's just the way I am right now. Because I'm sick and tired of Republicans, I'm sick and tired of Democrats, I'm sick and tired of the lot of you. Okay, so I ain't trying to make no friends with independents, liberals, libertarians, anybody. I'm going to tell you how it is, and like it is. The president is the executive branch. Congress, that's the House of Representatives, and the Senate are the legislative branch. So when you Republicans get mad at the executive branch, I want you to remember that your Republicans in Congress, as well as yours Democrats, aren't doing crap for the people, okay? Because the president doesn't make the laws. I know y'all got lazy when Trump was in there and Trump was making all those executive orders that he could make to help our country prosper, but it is not on the president. The crisis at the border isn't on the president. The crime wave is not on the president. That is absolutely on Congress. So neither side is doing their jobs. And before you say anything, independence, you've got a few people in there too. They're not doing their jobs. Okay? So why are you getting angry at Biden? And I don't like Biden personally. I don't like him. I don't like him because he's bought and paid for by another country, and he should be charged with treason. Period. Dot. The end. Now, we have the judicial branch. Each of these branches keeps the other branches in check, and they're all separate for a reason, so that neither one of them grabs power, all the power. Okay? Everybody is running around going, oh, what Colorado Supreme Court did was awesome. No, it wasn't. It is a very dark day in America when a minor court, and yes, that's a minor court when you look at it federally. That is a minor court. That is a state court. It is not a federal court. Okay? It has no power over SCOTUS. None. When a court decides a federal matter, a state court decides a federal matter, they are overstepping their boundaries. Okay, because it isn't up to Colorado State Supreme Court. It isn't up to California State Supreme Court. It isn't up to Texas Supreme Court. It's up to SCOTUS to decide if a person can or can't be on the national ballot. That's dot the end. Dot the end. Now, the state Supreme Courts can decide if, hey, Governor so-and-so shouldn't be on the ballot because Governor so-and-so did this, that, and the other thing. Okay? Governor so-and-so was included into this nonsense, this rebellion, this insurrection. And I'm just saying those words because I know that everybody doesn't understand actual meaning of words these days. That's when the state Supreme Court could say, okay, well, Governor so-and-so, you can't be on the ballot because you have been convicted of sedition, of participating in the rebellion, of encouragement of the rebellion. That's number one, okay? They have no power in the national government, the federal government. Okay, that's SCOTUS's area. And the reason why our forefathers, for you people out there who don't seem to get it, cut all these things in little tiny pieces is because what if a state could say, no, he can't be on the ballot? And the people in their state say, hey, we want to vote for him. And then the state decides, oh, hey, well, you know what? We won't count those votes. That is the first step to tyranny. Is when the courts are so corrupt that they allow this. And quite frankly, because there were no dissenting opinions on this matter, they should all be removed for abuse of power. Well, what does that mean? What does abuse of power mean? How can you prove abuse of power? They don't have the power to interfere in federal elections. They don't have the power to interfere in elections, period. Trump was not convicted of insurrection, sedition, treason, rebellion, being a part of, encouraging, being in compliance with, okay? He was never, ever convicted of that. So the 14th Amendment, Section 3, that says you can be removed off the ballot due to this circumstance, and you can not hold public office due to this circumstance, is irrelevant. And I don't care how many degrees you got behind your name, because like Elon Musk says, you're just a dumbass with a bunch of degrees. Okay? So Colorado, I'm disgusted with you. I was born in Colorado. And all the Coloradans I know, they have a little more loyalty, honor. I can't even think of the words. I am livid right now. How dare you, Colorado Supreme Court, meddle in affairs that you have no power over. You know you don't. And how dare you people of Colorado indulge this? Fact is, the Colorado Supreme Court right now is bending and bowing to the feelings of the public. And that's against court rules. These people, these judges, these Supreme Court justices are put in that power for life so that they could bend and sway with whichever way the wind blows. If somebody is Republican and they don't like them, they cannot remove them for any old type of reason. But the fact of the matter is that they are swayed by public sentiment and by political tomfoolery. We need to look at that. All these stations are saying, no, don't look at that. You don't need to look at that. Yes, we do need to look at that. As a people, we need to look at that. Because if judges are allowed to say, well, you know what? You're a Democrat. I don't like you because I'm a Republican and I don't agree. You know, I found out in your court case, digging through all, researching and all that, that you voted for the president we have now. And I don't like the president we have now. What's stopping them from coming down on your head like a damn hammer? Huh? Republicans, the same thing. Independents, libertarian, liberals, think about it. Stop running your damn mouths and think about it. But Texas does it all the time. No, what Texas does is they're like a bunch of dogs around a horse, nipping at its heels, bothering it, making it dance. What Colorado and California right now are trying to do is knock that person off their horse. You can't do that. Period. Dot. The end. Courts are not supposed to be swayed by public opinion. You are not supposed to even air your grievances anywhere near the courthouse. And what's even more, just beyond. And I know everybody, no matter their political leaning, us as human beings, you have saw something, heard something that was just beyond, okay? Beyond the pale. Like, you know, you could still, you know, get that. But this is beyond that. Huh? This is not right. And as a court, they should be looking at the whole caboodle. If you go and read their opinion, they literally use the speech that Donald Trump did. And they are literally cherry picking different parts of it, not leaving any room for political rhetoric. Because you know damn well politicians get away with saying stuff that we don't. Leaving no room for that. And if they're so haughty and heidi and ready to slam the hammer down, why didn't they slam the hammer down on, I forget his name, Schumer? That's who I'm thinking of. When he was using even more vile and violent rhetoric outside the Supreme Court of the United States and threatening judges. Our forefathers made it to where those courts cannot interfere with federal matters. And the reason they couldn't interfere with federal matters is to keep them separated and not make a precedence like they're trying to make now. They are not looking at any exculpatory evidence. They are being biased as hell, political as hell, being swayed by public sentiment, abusing their power, or at least trying to, because they really have no power over that. And what is everybody doing? Arguing about it. Arguing? What's arguing going to do? It's not going to do anything. What y'all need to do, if you believe in justice and keeping justice, whatever corrupt form of pure it is right now, you need to go down to your mayor's office and you need to let him know that the governor needs to get involved with the AG And they need to open up an investigation into this. There were no dissenting opinions. Also, if you don't believe it by now, I suggest you start opening your eyes. Isn't it funny how Trump is the only one that they don't want on the ballot? Why is that? Oh, because Trump made them actually do work. Huh? He said, that's the Congress's job to make the laws, not mine. I can make a fix for it right now with an executive order, but y'all want to be mad? Be mad at Congress. Okay, y'all want to jump on me? Let me tell you what y'all are like. Okay, let me let the people know exactly what's going on. See, the politicians don't want to see all that. Neither side want to see all that. Because right now, the Republicans are in power of making the laws. They could just be like, okay, you know what? We don't like the border laws and how it's being abused right now. We'll just make this tight law, just like Trump said, and we'll pass it. Because the Republicans are in power in the House. And then we'll send it down to the Senate. And then they could go ahead and vote on it. And then those names right there will be the ones, hey, we tried, they stopped us. But nobody wants to do that. You want to know why? Because then they'll have to look at Mayorkas and go, you need to enforce these border laws or else. Isn't it funny, patriots, of all political realms? Isn't it funny that all they're doing is investigations, and the next time that the political wind blows and changes power, oh, those investigations will stop and new ones will begin, and it'll be a big old circle jerk like it always is. But these courts interfering in matters that are not theirs is a straight abuse of power. The reason that Supreme Court justices of any flavor, federal, local, city, state, whatever, get lifetime placements is because they are supposed to not bend to political or public sentiment. They are literally protected from any kind of backlash. And in order to remove one, you have to play hell to get them removed. But you go ahead and let people, let this corruption, let this cancer slip into our Supreme Courts. And it will go all the way down to city level. And who's to stop them? You can't talk about the politician that's in power right now. Why can't you talk about him? Because you'll be charged with whatever and the court will find you guilty. It is a dark day in America. And if it doesn't stop, then we will all lose. All of us people. Because then we will be at the mercy of the courts, who will be in lieu with the politicians in power. And there is absolutely nothing that will save us. So while you're playing with fire, either side, all sides, both sides, these sides, backward sides, every side, why don't you quit thinking political? Get it out of your head and start thinking lawful. Was Trump convicted of insurrection? No, he was not. Why was he not convicted of insurrection? Because the FBI, a federal law agency, deemed it not an insurrection. They deemed it a riot. Was he involved? No, he was not. And why do you say no, he was not? Well, that's easy. Listen to the speech. Get your politics out of it and listen to the speech. He said, go over there. I know you guys are going. And if you will, be polite, patriotic, and peaceful. Don't make this into a bad thing. And that is what the Colorado Supreme Court left out. There are certain political rhetorics that can be passed on. And then there are calls for violence, like what Schumer did, like what Maxine Waters said. They encouraged people to go and be violent. Are we seeing any charges against them? And I don't know about you people, but I know about me. And I am dead tired of seeing these politicians threaten Supreme Court judges, threaten other judges, threaten people, threaten the executive branch and everybody else. And they could do that. But let we, the people, that would be you, no matter your political leaning, we, the people, threaten a judge, we'd be under the jail. We'd be executed. Let us threaten a Supreme Court judge. We'd be executed. But under the veil of political rhetoric, because that's what they're using, political rhetoric, it's okay. It's okay to name the Supreme Court judge and then threaten him. And then something happens, and look at that. Did he face any consequences? No, he didn't. He wasn't even censured. I am so sick and tired of the political war between the left and the damn right that I left. I left. I was at once going, you know what, leftists are dumb. But then I looked around and I said, you know what, right-wing people are dumb. Hold on, all these independent people are also dumb. And you may take that as an insult, but please, hear me out. Nobody is doing anything. I don't care what a right-wing politician says. Oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. They never do it. And the Republicans never hold them accountable. The left wing, you are exactly the same. And meanwhile, they're giggling and laughing because we don't have to do all this. We could just have these endless investigations and spend money on whatever we want to spend it on and screw the people. You need to put your politics aside. You need to get tired of being tired. You need to get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you need to tell Congress they need to do their jobs. You need to tell that Supreme Court in Colorado, mind your own. And you need to start putting our foot down as a people, as we the people, and telling these people, no. No, 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 no. If you don't do what you tell us to do, watch. I want you guys to watch. 3 months before the elections, they'll promise us the world. Both sides. I swear to God, they will promise us everything. They will say all the paupers will be rich people, all the rich people will be normal people. Nobody will have, be above the law. Nobody will have any kind of beneficial this, that, and the other thing. All the gay people will be kings and queens. And guess what? 3 months after the election, they're going to go back into these endless investigations. And our police departments are going to be overworked, overstressed, overtired. Crime is going to be at the same level. The border is going to be crazy wide open. And the only person that did anything about that was Trump. Yet we sit here and applaud Biden. Why do we applaud Biden? Because he put everything back to normal. What is normal? For us, normal would be we have defined borders. We have police arresting criminals and courts prosecuting criminals. We have women deciding what they want to do with their own bodies. We have the freedom for gay people and other people to be who they are and live and be happy. We have the pursuit of our own happiness. That is what normal is to us. We can pay our bills, buy gas, buy food. That is normal to us. We the people. Liberals, leftists, rightists, racists, hate mongers, everyone. But what is normal to Washington, D.C.? Where the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Where in court, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're not rich, you're getting the book thrown at you. Two-tier justice system in America. Rich versus poor. It's not black versus white. It's not. They want the borders wide open so they have something to cry about every election. That's normal for them. They want women to feel like, oh my God, I can't even, I can't even have a medical problem and get an abortion. Why? Because that's normal for them. That's an election issue. Crime, election issue. Bad schools, election issue. Bad people, election issue. Now, LGBTQ, you're an election issue. And that's normal for them. As long as they are able to pay their bills, buy their gas, fly wherever the hell they want to, buy a bunch of food and their candy apple bull crap, and have a fridge that costs more than, I bet whoever's listening to this, mine, yours, and everybody's freaking rent does. Their refrigerator costs more than that. That is normal for them. And now they're going to add, because they're so greedy and hungry for power, they're going to add a precedence that is being set by the Colorado Supreme Court against everything and anything closely dignitable to justice and law. It is by God against the Constitution and all election laws. And you know what we're doing as a people? Instead of saying, you know what? Screw what the media says. Screw them. They've not even become the news anymore. About the only news we ever hear is somebody getting killed, shot, robbed, raped, murdered, something else. But they don't even care about that because it's not their people. Huh? Screw their opinions. We need to come out as a people, left, right, and anything in between. And even us nonpartisans that are sitting back going, this is just a bow of beyond that. We all need to come out. We need to march our happy asses down to the state office of the governor and say, look here, you. We put you in that office. We will take you out by voting you out. Because make sure you put the voting by out, because unlike these other politicians and people who have the political rhetoric blanket over them, we don't. So we will take you out by voting you out. You better do something about that there Supreme Court, because what they are doing right now is illegal and unfathomable on every absolute level it can be. And when they say, oh, well, Republicans showed up to, maggots showed up to, do this, that, and the other thing. No. You make sure they know, look, I'm a libertarian, I'm a liberal, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a conservative, I'm an independent, I'm a Tea Partyist, I'm a nonpartisan. We're all here together to say enough is enough. You are not corrupting our justice system like that. It's already corrupt enough. Lady Justice is already peeking through her blindfold, okay? Because of rich versus poor. We ain't falling for that crap no more. And Congress, if you want to play with us, we'll vote you out too. And this time, don't play with going, oh, well, Maxine Waters has been in there for decades and decades and she keeps doing nothing. No. That's when we need to rewind it. Just like they're trying to rewind right now and go back to the race hate crap, let's rewind it even more. Let's go all the way back to the forefathers. Policy and track record. If you ain't got a good policy, you're not getting our vote. If you ain't got a good track record, you need a GTFO. And one thing that will always be great is term limits, because these old geezers are literally dying in Congress. And quite frankly, the younger generation, millennials and all the other people, they do have some good ideas. Liberals, Democrats, independents, libertarians. I love the policy of libertarians that says, let go government, get out our biz. Okay? Independents, I love the way they just, do their own thing. And if they don't like you, they just don't like you and won't vote for you. Democrats, I have always loved the America First policy. When I was a Democrat, the platform we stood on was Americans and America first. Us first. Outsiders second. Now, Republicans, I love the way they look at other countries and go, you know what? I hope that they like us. And I hope we look good in front of them. Liberals, I absolutely love the freedom. I love it. The smell of the freedom, okay? It's like, you want to walk down the street with a punk rock hairdo? Have at it. Tattoos all over you? Man, that's you. Handle it. But the thing is, people, we are nothing. We're just a bunch of great policy and ideas when we're not together. You know what I'm saying? The liberals got the freedom, the right to pursue happiness, this is my body, I'll do what I want with it. The Democrats have, oh, let's keep our poor, help our poor, help our issued people, help Americans first, and help America first. Independents, they're just, I can do whatever I want to do. If I'm a woman and I want to be a truck driver, I can do that. If I'm a man and I want to be a damn gardener, I can do that. Then you move over to libertarians and they're like, government, you are really just all up in my biz. You need to just get over there somewhere. Sky up out my business. You see what I'm saying? Conservatives, about, the way they love tradition and the way we are as a society and a humanity and a country. I love that. I love the way us people are. And I don't want to be nonpartisan, but I have to be in order to be a true American, because I like taking all those things and putting it in. Just all those beautiful ideas and ways of each party, and just saying, you know what? I like all those policies. Give me. Why can't we have it all? You know what I mean? And that's what we need to do. We need to put aside our, oh, well, you know what? We need to have abortion all the way up to 9 months. Okay, let that slip and let the government get out my business. Other people get up out my business. Okay? That's where it needs to be at. We need to unite as a people and take all those beautiful and gorgeous aspects of each one of us and say, look, y'all gonna start minding somebody. Because right now, they are literally laying the groundwork and trying to, by the Colorado Supreme Court, where it doesn't matter if you're a libertarian and you walk up there and you say, hey, you know what? I want the government to be about my biz. And that's the first thing I'm going to be working on when I get into there. Oh, we don't like that policy because, we're Democrats, or we're liberals, or, we're this, that, and the other thing. So we don't like that. So you can't be on the ballot. Ha ha. You need to start thinking like that, people. You want to be selfish and think about self? Think about that. If a Republican is in power, think about that. They could use the courts to deny all of you. We need to get together. We need to look directly at the government and Congress and go, look, he's the president. He signs it into laws, and he tells people to enact the policies. You are the Congress. You make the laws. You better start working on them. And you are the judicial branch, and you're supposed to be way over here reading about the laws and seeing if they're constitutional. That's what all y'all need to be doing. And you state governments need to worry about what's going on in your state and your people, and stay the hell about a federal business. That's what we need to do. We need to show up at our Congress, at our governor's house, and we need not his home house, the office place. Okay, we need to go down there and we need to tell them each, look, if you do not speak on this, you will not have a seat. That's what is going to happen. And we need to do it as a people. And we need to start there, and then we need to work up to the actual Congress, and we need to unite and show up at the actual Congress and say, y'all need to get your shit together. And all y'all lawyers out there and everybody else in the legal field need to put a motion thing before the Supreme Court and let them know, you need to tell these people to back off. We need to become sick and tired of being sick and tired. Because it's been too long since we've been saying, oh, in the Constitution it says no infringement on this, that, and the other thing. Who's letting them infringe? We are. Who's being dumb? We are. That includes me. I was dumb for a long time until I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? We're all getting screwed. Doesn't matter if you're a liberal, a libertarian, independent, conservative, Republican, Democrat, nonpartisan, Tea Partyist, non-political. We're all getting screwed by all the parties that are in power. We're not able to buy baby milk for our babies, but our government is more than happy to fly down pallets upon pallets to the border to make sure that illegal aliens, illegal immigrants, displaced immigrants, whatever the hell you want to call them, undocumented individuals, okay, to make sure their babies eat. What about our babies? What about our babies? What about our mouths? What about our poor? You seen what San Francisco did. Cleaned it up in one day so they could sniff the butt of all these different leaders. They had no problem and they didn't have to move any money. Why can't y'all San Franciscans have that like that all the time? Huh? Biden went down to Texas. He was probably looking for a soul to steal. Biden went down to Texas. They had their streets cleaned. But it ain't good enough for us, is it? The politicians see us and say, oh, well, screw them. They'll vote for me next year anyway because of the D or the R or the L or the I or the whatever the crap behind my name. Because these people are dumb and they just follow like a bunch of ants. Just do. Wherever we tell them to go, we're like the Pied Pipers and they're rats. That's what they think of all of us. We're just obedient, unthinking morons, basically slaves. And then they could cry and say, well, you're the ones who gave us the power, so you must trust in us. No, you know what? It's time for everybody to become a nonpartisan and tell them, look, I don't have a D by my name, an R by my name, or anything by my name. These are the policies I believe in. And I'm going to be checking your policies. And if I like them and your track record is good, I'm going to vote for you. If not, I'm going to vote for them. Make them fight for our vote. Make them to where it's not normal for them. See, that's one thing I loved about Trump, is when he was in, all these problems went away. All these election issues that they usually use went away. All this tomfoolery went away. And what were we left with? How can we make it better for other people? We moved on to another problem and looked at more solutions to make it better for the Black community, for the LGBTQ community, for this community, for that community. Let's look at schools, make schools better. Let's make the money follow the kids. If you don't have an A+ school, it is not an acceptable grade. So therefore, I'm going to put my kid in that school over there. And you're either going to start hiring more quality teachers, or you're not getting money. Enough is enough, people. We need to become nonpartisan and look at everything together. Because right now we are divided politically. And when we are divided politically, all your beautiful assets and aspects cannot come to fruition and come in and make that beautiful American crystal that just shines, that has different colors and different projections. While they're up there arguing over the same damn thing they've been arguing over for the past 80 years, and we see it can be fixed. The only thing is missing is us. We the people have the power. So it's no longer a government thing. It's not the politicians. It's us. And if you do nothing to stop this decision by this Supreme Court, I don't want to hear no crying about how the justice system is unfair, because you just literally gave them the key to open up whatever kind of tyranny they want to on us. And we're all going to suffer. Not just only the conservatives will suffer because, the liberals and Democrats are in power now. Left wing is in power, so we're not going to suffer. Yeah, and when the conservatives take power, guess who's going to suffer? We need to take that power away from them. We need to say, no, 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 no. There's a new sheriff in town. We want our streets cleaned. We want our people taken care of. We want our courts not corrupt and vile and separate from the other branches. And if not, all of us are going to vote you out. It won't be a landslide. It won't be a tsunami. It will be an earthquaking, sky-breaking, shattering experience. Put aside your politics. What Colorado Supreme Court is doing is setting a precedence to make us basically paupers beneath their heel. We need to stop it. And we need to stop it now. Please pay attention. 3 months before the next election, they're going to be hollering how much shit they're going to give us, how everybody is going to get these special privileges, how this, that, and the other thing is going to do whatever, and they're going to expect us to vote for them because they have the same letter behind their name that we have on ours. The only thing we could do is surprise them by saying, sure, I'm a registered Republican, absolutely, conservative, libertarian, liberal, Democrat, independent, Tea Partyist, sure, nonpartisan. Guess what? I'm going to vote for that Democrat, that liberal, that libertarian, that independent. Why? Because I don't like your policies and I don't think your track record works for me. I want my people being taken care of. I want all these other people coming into our country sent back to their country in order for them to do it right by the law, just like we have to. And if you can't do that, we'll all find someone who can. And in that essence, I say this. You may hate Trump. His attitude, his personality, it is abrasive, obnoxious, and scratchy, even to me, okay? But I love his policies. I love what he did for our country, and I enjoyed paying $1, $2, $3 in gas instead of this, what, $4, $5, $6, $10 in gas? I like going down the store and getting 2 jugs of milk. I like the way he was talking about taking care of the black community and helping them figure out their problems and injecting funds into their community so that it would be better for them. I'm tired of these endless investigations that have absolutely no consequences. They have no consequences. For whichever side, right and left. The next tide turns, it's going to be right-wing people on trial. Whoop-de-doo, they're going to get a slap on the wrist or nothing's going to happen. But let us do it, we'll get screwed, no matter what political leaning we are. We go into a court and say, hey, look, I know you're a conservative judge. I'm also MAGA. They'll say, we don't fucking care, life. It's time we pay attention. 3 months before, they'll promise us the world. And 3 months after, they'll go back to Washington, D.C. normal. And this push to grab power from the people. They are terrified of us. They're terrified of us. because all they have is, don't you know who I am? We need to unite. We need to put politics aside, hate aside, look at the stuff we love about each other, and we need to move forward as we the people. If not, this case will definitely set precedents, and it'll put one foot into the door of tyranny. And that's real with Robo.